Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Now, as you guys know, I hate words like codependency, the concept that there's just a whole bunch of empaths out there wandering the earth looking for someone to abuse them, to destroy their lives, to lie to them, to cheat on them, to shame them and humiliate them, and turn their lives into a living hell is absolutely absurd in my opinion. In fact, it is that component of the New Age philosophy that I believe is really intended to keep victims trapped and keep them sick. Though I know for 100% I'm not to blame, I know you are not to blame, there is a point where we do become responsible for enabling them. Now, I know every one of us have felt this. A narcissist is ghosting you, gaslighting you, putting all their creepy projection on you. You don't know which end is up. You're blaming yourself. You're in an absolute crazy tailspin trying to fix things, assuming the responsibility, recognizing yourself as broken, as they've told you you are. But yes, all of that is explainable. Truly, there is a reason why we enable them. But at some point, you have to recognize that enabling them is our responsibility. We have to assume the responsibility for that because it is an action that we are executing. Sadly, so much of the enabling stems from an empath's desire to just keep the peace. I mean, you reach a point of absolute saturation with the abuse, with the projection, with the lies, with the infidelity, with the shaming. I mean, you reach a point of absolute saturation where you just want to keep the peace. Not only has a narc presented itself as a victim, but you've come to recognize, oh fuck, there's something seriously wrong with them. And your empathic nature is going to lead you to want to do the right thing, to do the moral thing, to take the integral high ground and try to help them. I think for each of us, we reach a point where though we may not know what's happening, we know it feels horrible bad to be around them. We know there's something serious wrong. And if we continue to play along, we really have no one to blame but ourselves. I want to talk a bit about enabling today. There's something fabulous about narcissism. They're all the same. You get it. You're educated. You understand that they're all working off of one playbook. You know they're trying to lure you into a trap of chaos and combative situation. You know that they're trying to hurt you. You know that they're trying to get narc supply, and the only way to do that is to mangle you. You know that. You know where the trap is. You should be able to swing clear of it. And your own research leads you to identify the trap, to say, okay, there's the trap. I see the trap. You should be able to swing wide, avoid it, and stop enabling them. It's when you step into the trap that now you're hurt, now you're broken, now they got that freaking narc smirk on their face, now they got you. Trevor would do and say something absolutely odious. I would flip out. I would become panic-stricken, frantic, broken-hearted, scrambling, out of control, scrambling to fix him, to fix the relationship, to fix the problem. But of course, I was always the problem. I was always to blame. Now I'm stuck in this crazy headspace of what the hell's going on? Why am I so screwed up? Why can't I do anything right? This is utter delusion. This is mind control. This is mind manipulation. And the narc is implanting the deranged concept that you're to blame. Now, if you continue living in this cycle of insanity, if you continue to try and fix an illusion, a deception, well, hell, how are you going to do that? I do believe that to actually correct a problem, it has to be tangible. It has to be real. Meanwhile, there I was scrambling, trying to fix a bloody hallucination. Once you reach that heightened state of panic where everything now is about the narc, you are just gushing supply on them. You are giving up every bit of who you are. You are pouring every bit of your energy that you need to preserve to protect yourself onto the narc. They have become the focus. They are the primary focus of the entire relationship. A relationship doesn't work that way. There's two people in a relationship, and with both people solely focused on one person, man, we've got a really imbalanced situation here. And if you're already destabilized, this is just going to make matters worse. Everything, every bit of yourself that you give up for them is enabling them. It's encouraging them to continue harming you. Why? Because it's working for them. Insanity, chaos, delusion, implanted images that simply aren't real cannot be fixed. They are not tangible. They are not viable problems that we can combat. Now, another way we really enable them is to try and combat a smear campaign. Smear campaigns are absolutely based in madness. There's nothing tangible there. There's nothing substantial. Okay, many of you have asked, how do I deal with this crazy female stalker? I mean, how would I combat a comment like I'm wanted by police for robbery with a sawed-off shotgun? I think that was one of her crazy things that she was on a roll with. Like, I'm in constant contact with police. I've said to the police, you do realize I've not robbed anywhere with a sawed-off shotgun. The officer I was speaking to literally burst out laughing and said, Kim, calm down. We know all of it. You don't have to worry. So smear campaigns are one way that we can really lose our footing. If you start charging at a smear campaign, trying to combat it, trying to fight against it, you're really spinning your tires. Sit back, get a bowl of popcorn, screen save everything, capture as much of the abuse as you can. None of it can be substantiated. Meanwhile, you've got all the evidence in the world that they're criminally slandering you and defaming you. So they're actually doing you a favor if you don't engage. If you get in a pissing match, you're going to end up looking as nuts as they look. If you can detach, just step back, just watch it, you're going to quickly recognize that this is not personal. This is not about you. This is a desperate fiend looking for narc supply, nothing more. I know it feels personal, it really does, but it isn't. Looking at it with a critically thinking mind, clearly, the fact that this is happening, the exact same thing is happening to tens of thousands of people, is in itself evidence that there is nothing personal about this. This is a narc agenda. This is a hive mind collective of utter delusion and deranged thinking. This is one collective soul sickness desperate to hurt people. It's got nothing to do with you or me, any one of us. If you can detach, step back, look at it with a critical mind and recognize this is a massive wave of narc shit and you're standing too close to the shore. I was standing too close to the shore. I got tangled up, tossed around, and spit out. But just like a wave, it's not going to predetermine who it's going to suck up in its wake. You were deceived, you were trapped, you got caught in the wave, and this truly is not personal. They are fiends, exactly like drug addicts looking for dope. You know what they want? You have the power not to give it to them. You control whether or not they get narc supply or not. They can't get it unless you give it to them. Once I recognized that it wasn't personal, it really wasn't about me, I was able to detach and become non-reactive and stop giving the narcs the supply thereafter. You can do it. I did it. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I hope you're having a great narc-free day.